Spike didn't start the name. The name came from the street, of course. And the name Chi-Raq was named by brothers on the street. He just took it to the whole city now. And, you know, the reality is you have almost 400 murders this year, 2,300 people shot. This is all since January 1st. What do we want to call the movie? Disneyland?
True.
It is what it is. Let's not get worried about the time. Let's get as upset about the violence. You know, Tyshawn Lee, Jaquande Riles, Kayla Taylor. Let's get mad about people down. If the numbers were of the white community being shot and killed like this, we'd have dealt with this a long time ago. But it's black and brown children. And we feel like we can become immune to that.
Knowing the name, we know that the name Chi-Raq came from the youth in the streets. What made you go with that name towards the movie?
Because they came with a great name. They came with a great description of the South and West Side of Chicago. I mean, there's a reason why they came with that, because they felt they were living in a war zone. These young brothers felt they were living in a war zone, and that Chi-Raq was, that Iraq was safer than their neighborhoods.
Being from Brooklyn, how could you relate what's going on in Chicago?
I mean, Chicago is not the only city in America where young black men are killing young black Americans. It's just that the numbers are bigger here. I mean, Brooklyn's nickname is Bucktown. Philadelphia, Philadelphia. Baltimore, Maryland, Bodymore, Maryland. So it's just happening a bigger number here, more bodies here. New York City is 3 times the population of Chicago. Yet Chicago has more homicides. How is that possible? We had 3 times many people, 8 million versus 2.5. Think about that. I'm not making that up. That's not Spike Lee just pulling them out of my ass. New York City is 3 times the population of Chicago. Yet Chicago is more homicide. And then if you separate, if you break Chicago in half and take out half the population, and only deal with the population of the South and West Side, is even higher.
True. What do you think the impact will make, the movie Chi-Raq will make after people see it?
We hope it saves lives. That was the goal from the very beginning.
Do you think the name, what did you think of the name Chi-Raq and Spike choosing to name his movie after that?
Well, I think he got the name from Chicago, called it Chi-Raq. Like, it's where it came from. And then also, when you see the film, you see the statistics. The violence here and the death rate here is by far more bigger than it is in Chi-Raq. If you don't like it, change it.
Is there anything that our schools could possibly do for our youth these days?
Well, I think that the school system, particularly the public school system, is the last chance, really. And I think there's a great amount that we can do. I think, however, that we have to put the schools in a position to be able to do something. I know when I was teaching school, sometimes the only meal a child would get was at school. Sometimes the only clothes they could get was if we were doing clothes drives. Sometimes the only Christmas gift that they could get was there. And I think if people took an active part in their community schools, and I mean that from the individual citizens who live in that community, I mean it from federal, state, and municipal support. They need money rather than dropping bombs everywhere that we can point a finger at with a robot. If we put some resources into these schools, the schools could be a beacon of hope in the community that is otherwise ignored.
Were you familiar with Lysistrata prior to being in Chi-Raq?
I actually was. I was a part of the play Lysistrata in college. I went to the Juilliard School, and we did this play. I didn't get to play Lysistrata, so now I got to. But yeah, so I'm absolutely familiar with the play, and I think it's amazing that we're able to take this such an ancient story written by Aristophanes, for those who don't know, from over 2,400 years ago, and reimagine it, set here in the south side of Chicago. And I also think it's kind of crazy that it's still so relevant 2,400 years ago. You know, we got some work to do. We have some work to do.
If a sex strike was initiated for real, do you think it would have the same impact as it did in the movie?
Absolutely, and I believe a young woman in Chicago has.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, has initiated one. So listen, I'm with her. I think we have to do something And if a sex strike starts the conversation and makes a change, then listen, we need to try it.
Thank you very much.
It all started with a gorgeous Nubian sister.
What's up, Spinner?
They call her Lysistrata, a woman like no other.
You just try taking away their guns.
Okay, them dirty poppers. Cause when my gun go boom, I'll make sure a Trojan end up in the next.
All right. Well, what else do they love?
Repeat after me. I will deny all rights of access or entrance.
I will deny all rights of access or entrance.
Lysistrata had them all take a solemn oath.
Lock it up! Lock it up!
Stop the murder madness, or there would be no more Pope.
The situation's out of control because I'm in front of an empty stripper pole.
That's right. You get snubbed.
Say what?